Being able to make everyone you meet smile and feel loved is a hard skill to master. Yet Father Dan Riley managed to achieve this at every Mass he's presided at for the last 38 years. Since becoming the pastor of Our Lady's and Sacred Heart churches, his kind-hearted demeanor has created a familial environment. For Father Dan, creating this atmosphere is not simple, but it is rewarding.
There's a lot of things you have to do behind the scenes. A Sunday, getting to see everybody, celebrating Mass, greeting the folks. People are just so wonderful.
After nearly 4 decades of presiding over weddings, funerals, masses, and confessions, Father Dan has learned valuable life lessons that have made him a better person and a better priest.
One thing you find out as you get older in life, not just as a priest, but that you find out that people are really good at heart and people are also wounded. So it was a wonderful line that we were given in seminary. A family without at least one major challenge doesn't exist. And if you're making more money, that just means the bushes outside the house are nicely trimmed, but the major challenge is still in there.
His simple nature, reflected in his homilies and analogies, have influenced the community to live by his example. Rosemary Hinter-Egger, a member of the adult choir, is no exception.
I think he's made me a more compassionate person, someone who's trying to complain less about things. In that sense, he's been very good for me and for many, many people.
Father Dan is grateful for the decision he made to become a priest. Yet, this is not the life he planned for himself at 23. Before joining the priesthood, he was a physics major at Williams College, with a deep love for sports.
It was slightly in the back burner. It was never not there, but it was not an all-consuming passion. I think maybe being the next coming of Bobby Orr and a hockey superstar would have been the front burner. And I loved Williams so much I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. And then I knew by senior year I really wanted to be a priest, but also it's like, not being married, that wasn't so cool. So I went to graduate school for a year while I finally chose what I wanted more. And I wanted to be a priest even though it meant not getting married.
Despite taking a vow to never have a family of his own, the priesthood has blessed Father Dan with hundreds of parishioners who care deeply about him and one another. This caring community has changed the lives of 2 musicians, Anne-Marie David, the music director at Our Lady's, and Istvan Bonahay, a clarinetist. After losing their spouses in 2015, they bonded over their heartache and love for music. On July 3, 2021, they received the Holy Sacrament of marriage.
We came to him, lo and behold, and told him we were going to get married, and he was so happy.
Yes, and actually, so in fact, we got married in Minnesota. Anne-Marie's family hosted our wedding because of the pandemic. It was a family wedding, but Father Dan had the idea, why don't you have a second wedding here in Our Lady to celebrate with families, or your church families?
And, yeah, he was so excited for us.
Father Dan is taking life one day at a time, enjoying God's many blessings.
I find as I get a little bit older, so I'm 66, it takes a little bit more get up and go to keep going. I am probably trying to be a little bit more careful.
Through his triumphs and challenges, he's growing his friendship with Jesus and the hundreds of parishioners who trust and adore him.
If I were to win the lottery and Cardinal Sean were to say you don't have to keep working, I think most priests would say, yeah, we want to work. We really enjoy what we're doing. It's fun. I get paid for saying Mass. Feel blessed to be alive and blessed to be here.
Isabella Dugan for NNTV, signing off.